Okay. Whoops, did it start? Yes, it started. So over to you.
Okay. So, good morning, Jim and everyone. Today we will do the presentation about our white paper project for ISSIP. We focus on exploring the use of AI to help run an organization. And here is our team member. We have Priya, Tanya, myself, Ratana, Fiona, and Franco. So our agenda today, which is also the content of our white paper, we have introduction, importance of project, approach, progress, and conclusion. So let me start with the overview of ISSIP. ISSIP is a nonprofit association founded in 2012 to support service innovation in our interconnected world. Its platform support Give, Get, Grow community engagement at all stages of career development, from student to diverse career role to retire. There are some challenges that ISSIP currently face that we figure out. The first one is time-intensive onboarding. So currently ISSIP practice the one-on-one training, which is very time-consuming and inefficient. The second one is lack of standardized documentation. So the operational documentation is not easily accessible right now because the document is stored in Google Drive. So when we want to find the document and something, is a little bit time consuming. And the third one is operational inefficiency. So the informal training and lack of standardized documentation combined lead to inefficiency in operation. The fourth one is high turnover. So constant turnover of volunteer mean constant need of training. And our team have figured out some proposed solution. The first one is streamlining time-intensive onboarding. So we would like to use AI tool to automate training, which reduce the need for manual support. Second one is creating standardized documentation. So automation ensure consistent access to organized information. Third one is improve operational efficiency to enhance workflow consistency and reduce errors, freeing up resource for more strategic tasks. And last but not least, reusing high turnover burden. So we use automate onboarding, speeds up the process and improve volunteer retention. So this is just a little disclaimer that AI is very helpful, but there are limitations as well. So here are the list of the limitation of AI that we find out, such as limited training data, struggling with true creativity, lacking nuanced understanding, difficulty with adaptability, and data privacy and security. So for the next part, my team will continue to present. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. In my part, I would like to talk about the transformative potential of AI, artificial intelligence, in business and society. While we know it's not a secret that AI has become a top proportion and priority for organizations and leaders to recognize its abilities and to improve operations, to do a lot of things actually. Major advancements in AI are redefining how businesses and nonprofit tackle their most impressing challenges. While AI has outlined 5 levels of AI progression, each offering increased capabilities. The first one that we have is chatbots, a simple system that handle basic queries. I'm pretty sure all of us have seen those at maybe car dealerships, websites, etc. Reasoners, which are tools that analyze and provide insights. Agents, autonomous systems that act on behalf of other users, which can become pretty helpful, to be honest. Innovators, AI systems capable of creating creative problem-solving stuff, and finally, organizations, which comprehensive AI ecosystems that transform entire enterprises. But let's focus on how AI, particularly at the foundational levels, can address specific challenges faced by nonprofits, such as ISSIP. As an example, ISSIP is a 12-year-old nonprofit that sought to improve its volunteer management system, which is a critical area for organizations that rely on volunteer contributions. This has become one of the main topics that we're facing right now, which is the streamlining time-intensive onboarding. which AI-driven chatbots and virtual assistants can revolutionize the onboarding experience, not just for us, but mainly for the next volunteers that ISSIP will have. Next, we have the creating a standardized documentation, which is one of the biggest challenges that nonprofits face, just maintaining consistent documentation. AI-powered tools can gather, organize, and update scattered information, ensuring that volunteers such as us right now will have access to accurate and standardized resources. Next, we have improving operational efficiency, which is just to ensure consistency across workflows, reducing human mistakes and errors, allowing the staff to focus on other stuff such as strategic initiatives. Next, we have the reducing high turnover burden, which is not it's an issue, not just for ISSIP, but I think it's an issue for a lot of companies, that volunteer turnover is a persistent challenge. Automated onboarding system provides a smoother, more structured experience for new volunteers, reducing the need for one-on-one training, which can become really helpful, especially nowadays in which everyone is just so busy and thinking about the stuff that they have to do after and before, of course. And I think this is one of the most important stuff for ISSIP especially. But however, it's important to acknowledge that AI is not just one size fits all solution. The effectiveness of AI depends on us, the persons that were technically the ones that created. Human involvement remains crucial to guide AI systems and ensure they are effective and fair. Now, finalizing the vision for the future for us and for ISSIP, it's within the first 3 weeks of, first 3 levels of progression, chatbots, reasoners, and agents, or organizations such as ISSIP and some other nonprofits can address key challenges, streamline procedures. Even though it's not a perfect solution, its potential to transform volunteer management and other operations is undeniable. With thoughtful implementation and continuous refinement, organizations can harness the power of AI to drive a meaningful challenge. Thank you. Now, my next teammate will continue.
Thank you, Franco. So the primary objective here is to improve the overall experience and efficiency of managing the volunteers within ISSIP. So this involves making the management process more intuitive. And in order to streamline the onboarding process and in order to simplify it, we would want the volunteers to feel more welcomed by streamlining the onboarding process. So the key steps which we took for this approach is we had initial discussions with the ISSIP leaderships, mainly ambassadors, volunteers, to understand the specific challenges faced by ISSIP. So this helped us define the clear objectives, focusing on streamlining and onboarding process and reducing the dependency. Then we gathered the reviewing documentation and developed guidebook structure and inputting the data into an AI accessible format, and then testing the AI model for integration. Next slide, please. So the first step is, as I said, is the initial discussion with the ISSIP leadership team. And this helped us to define the goal. What does we essentially need, like a AI-powered guidebook to address the volunteer management needs. And then after that, we gathered essential documents like ISSIP handbook and various spreadsheets, which has detailed volunteer tasks. This step was crucial for identifying any inconsistencies and gaps in the information. And then once we developed a guidebook structure with the insights from the existing documentation. And this guidebook was designed to include the description of the roles, responsibilities, and timelines, ensuring that every volunteer had easy access to the necessary information. Next slide, please. And then we have to prepare the data for AI so that it is in an AI accessible format. So we converted the information into AI-friendly formats such as CSV and Excel spreadsheets. This allowed us to integrate with AI systems, enabling automated responses and task management. and enhancing the accessibility and usability of the guidebook. And the final step is the testing the AI model for the guidebook integration. We selected and tested it with several AI platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and Copilot. And we evaluated the natural language processing capabilities, ensuring that they could effectively support volunteers by answering queries and automating the routine tasks. Now my teammate Fiona will carry over.
Okay, hi everybody. I hope I'm audible enough. So I would like to talk about the progress that my team has come so far. And so starting with the our team has made significant strides in terms of the guidebook and the AI-powered guidebook. And previously, volunteers relied on informal knowledge and inconsistent documentation, but now the guidebook is able to consolidate role-specific guidelines on information and make it easily accessible through AI tools. Volunteers are also able to query the guidebook using platforms such as ChatGPT. And for instance, a volunteer could ask, what are my responsibilities for the quarterly welcome event? And they would receive the step-by-step guidance instantly. And the biggest thing is that this has enabled volunteers to not only save on time, but also ensure that knowledge is not lost. There's also the automation of tasks. For instance, the guidebook is now to enable the AI system to function effectively. We've structured the guidebook's information into AI accessible formats like CSV and Excel, and with different fields such as names, timelines, templates, and then we'll be able to integrate them into the 4 different AI platforms. And this has ensured there's accuracy and consistency of data. Yes, and we've also gone through the testing phase. We are actually going through the testing phase right now, and we are evaluating how AI could answer role-specific questions, generate task lists, and able to send reminders. And while this process is encouraging, there are areas that require improvement, and AI is not really able to handle some tasks that require the human touch. So just to conclude, overall, we've made advancements using AI to help ISSIP volunteer management, and the AI guidebook, the automation of tools, and the data integration have quite laid the foundation for a future where volunteers can focus on strategic roles and less on routine operation. So I will hand over to my teammate Tanya.
Thank you, Fiona. I'll talk about the conclusion. Limitations. AI has been really helpful, but it does have its limitations. First, AI struggles with understanding complicated or unclear questions. This means that it performs well with structured tasks, but faces challenges when handling specific queries. Second, the accuracy of AI depends heavily on the quality of guidebook. If the guidebook isn't updated or well organized, AI will not be able to provide accurate or reliable answers. Lastly, human involvement is very essential. AI can handle routine tasks, and people still need to be involved for activities for judgment, sensitivity, and decision making. These limitations remind us that AI works best when paired with human input. Next slide, please. Improvements. To overcome these challenges, we are focusing on a few improvement areas. First, we plan to expand the guidebook by adding more detailed information about roles and tasks so AI can answer a broader range of questions. Second, we aim to predict volunteer needs and preferences, making the system more reliable by leveraging AI for simple tasks like sending reminders, creating documents, scheduling meetings. This will really help them save time and reduce the workload for the volunteers. Next slide, please. Looking forward, our goal is to create a smarter and more efficient system. We'll test and refine how AI handles routine tasks to ensure it meets the needs of the volunteers. Collecting feedback from volunteers will be a critical in identifying areas where AI can improve. And most importantly, we'll focus on combining AI's strength with humans, like speed and consistency, with human oversight for tasks that are more complex or require context. By striking this balance, we can build a system that's reliable, efficient, and truly supports the volunteers' needs and ISSIP's needs. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, so
Is it okay if I ask some questions now? Okay.
yes,
Great.
please.
Great. First of all, thank you, team. Great work and very helpful to ISSIP. The work that you've done already is informing the development of the guidebook. So thank you very much for all you've done and the insights you've shared. I guess I'd like to just go in turn to each of you and ask the same question and get your response is, as you look to the future, and you're going to, have a role in some organization, some job out there and some business in the future. I'm just curious how you think this experience will help you use AI to amplify your abilities in the future. So maybe we'll start with Ratana. So Ratana, do you see how you're going to be using AI in your future job?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jim, for the question. So after this project, I am very confident that I will use AI in my future job, and I can say that it is going to be very helpful, even if there are some challenges and like complex that we have to deal with. But I think AI will improve our work, especially it make our job easier, like some tasks that is very like routinely and stuff like that. And yeah, I think AI will help a lot with our future job.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
great. Franco, do you want to go next?
Yes, of course. I actually use AI nowadays because I'm a teacher, and sometimes when I'm, for example, I teach 6th, 7th, and 9th graders. I teach them Spanish, and one of the main things that I have for my 9th graders class is that, for example, sometimes we have this huge project in which sometimes I don't want to repeat like stuff for presentations. So in case I want to find a new topic, I usually use AI so it can give me some solutions for that. I also work with my uncle. He owns a real estate company in Miami. And when I give him some proposals for new properties that we can buy, I usually use AI to build some summary and templates, and so he can give me some ideas of what areas can be better, and some areas cannot be as good as some other ones. But yes.
Great. So AI is already amplifying you. Very good.
Yes, of course.
Okay. I can't remember who was next. If it was Tanya? No, it was Priya.
It was me, yeah. So I am actually using AI in my day-to-day job because I work as a AI data analyst right now, and I am giving training data for Copilot. So it's like we are training the Copilot using the Robin flows. So I'm doing Robin scripts and feeding it to AI so that AI can understand. And whenever we want a code from it, it can give Robin scripts for persons. Yeah. So it's really interesting how I'm using it in my day-to-day life to train Copilot.
Very cool. Very good. You're using it too. Very good. All right. Now I think it's let's see, was it
Yona?
Yona? Yeah. Yona. Are you available? You're on mute.
Hi, sorry. So for me, AI will really help me especially when making my life easier. I mean, in terms of saving time and information and being able to solve algorithms. And I would not really replace AI with a human touch, but it will play a significant role in helping me save time and attempting to come up with a solution to an issue. Yes.
Great. Thanks. Thanks,
And so
Fiona.
I look forward to utilizing it in the future.
Great.
Mhm.
Great. Tanya, how
Yes.
do you plan to use AI in your future job?
So I feel that the AI can definitely be used to do a smart work instead of hard work. You can automate various tasks, and also it helps to reduce the knowledge gap. You don't have to scroll on Google or somewhere to search for some information. You can just write it on AI and you'll get all the information you need. It really saves a lot of time.
Great. Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you all again. I'm going to stop the recording.